Letizia thought this meeting would be just another diplomatic courtesy. But across from her sat another woman who knew exactly what it meant to be a queen. London, January 3rd, 2025, 5:38 p.m. Kensington Palace secret garden mist blanketed London. In the winter greenhouse behind Kensington Palace, only two women stood. The security cameras had been turned off. The gardeners had left early. And in a place forgotten by the press, protocol, and history itself, the Queens of England and Spain saw each other simply as women. Kate Middleton and Queen Letizia. Letizia, sensing something beyond formality, kept her gaze locked on Kate's. Kate's lips moved at first in silence. Then the words came, slicing through the air. Don't you think monarchies should be ruled not just by tradition, but by strategy? First suspicion. Who is this meeting really for? Despite her diplomatic experience, Letizia felt the cold brilliance in Kate's tone unsettling. "Why am I part of Britain's strategy?" she asked. Kate didn't flinch. "Because you're not the first woman to feel alone inside a monarchy. But you must not be the last." Letizia's gaze shifted. This wasn't a meeting of nations. It was a collision of thrones, legacies, cameras, and truths behind the curtain. And the real conversation was just beginning. 2 minutes in, the true earthquake. After Harry and Meghan, Kate took a deep breath. Harry and Meghan's departure looked like a crisis from the outside. But from the inside, it was a rupture. And not just for England. It's forcing all of Europe's monarchies to reassess. Letizia stayed silent, but her pupils trembled slightly. Kate continued, "Let me show you something." She pulled out an envelope from beneath the table. The first line read, 2024 Internal Royal Report. Subject, Communication Breakdown and Public Trust Metrics. Letizia saw data about Spain, too. "How did you get this?" "I commissioned it myself." 4 minutes in, a secret pact between queens. Page 7 bore a striking title. Silent Protocol Among Monarchies. Initial Proposal. United Kingdom, Spain. "What exactly are you proposing?" Letizia asked. Kate leaned in. "A new bond. A monarchy model rooted in tradition, but adapted for the digital age. One that walks not ahead of the people, nor behind, but beside them. For women like us." Letizia's shoulders relaxed. She too had felt that unspoken loss between being a queen and simply being a woman. But Kate wasn't done yet. 6 minutes in, a scandalous file set to leak. Kate produced a second file. The cover bore one word: to be leaked. "This will hit the media in 3 weeks, and I know who will leak it, because they're one of us." Letizia grew uneasy. "What's it about?" "Correspondence between Meghan and a Spanish diplomat, part of a plan to sabotage the British monarchy's digital reform." Letizia clasped her hands. "I had no idea. That's why you're here. I wanted to hear the truth from you before others spoke in your name." 8 minutes in, the first line of a silent alliance. Letizia bowed her head. After a pause, she spoke. "If this reform is happening, I want in. If we queens don't support each other, all that will remain are our names." Kate stood up and extended her hand. "Then the first line is written. Now, let's talk about how we write the rest." That night, while the world slept inside a glass greenhouse at Kensington Palace, a new alliance was born, one that could reshape the future of Europe's royal legacy. Queens behind the shadows. True power isn't found in the lit halls of palaces. It lives in the whispered sentences spoken in darkness. Spain, Madrid, Zarzuela Palace, January 11th, 2025. As midnight approached, Queen Letizia of Spain was in her private library. She carefully opened an old box. Inside was neither a routine document nor a royal jewel. It was the original copy of a secret memorandum signed between the United Kingdom and Spain in 1987. A document that could shape not just the future of two women, but the destiny of two monarchies. Letizia suddenly recalled the private message she had received that morning. "Kate has agreed to the meeting. A window has opened for your arrival in London, but it will only last 6 hours." London, January 12, 2025, 3:15 a.m., secret room. Inside the royal palace. Kate Middleton sat alone in a dimly lit room. The room was silent, but her mind was storming under the weight of years. Meghan Markle's 2023 documentary had once again placed the royal family under global scrutiny. But what concerned Kate most was the uncertainty of what the public now considered truth. The door opened gently. Letizia entered. Their eyes met, no greeting, no formalities. For a moment, Kate felt she wasn't facing another queen, but a reflection of herself. "Are you ready?" Letizia asked. Kate nodded silently. First 2 minutes, the secret document surfaces. Letizia pulled a document from her coat. It had been sealed by MI5 in 1987. Its contents were foreboding. According to this document, Letizia said, the British royal family initiated a secret monarchy reform plan with certain European dynasties, and the first country to resist this reform was Spain. Kate narrowed her eyes. "So, the reform, it's still active today?" Letizia lowered her head. "If the documents are true, Britain plans to activate this reform in 2025. And it won't just affect our palaces, it will impact the global future of monarchy itself." Minute 4. The Harry and Meghan file. Kate pulled out her own file from a drawer. The title read, Operation H&M, External Infiltration and Image Warfare. Letizia looked shocked. "This refers to Meghan and Harry?" Kate nodded. Contrary to public belief, their departure wasn't random. Since 2019, they've been influenced by an external force. The aim? To fracture the internal trust of the monarchy and create a permanent divide between the family and the people. Letizia tilted her head. "And this is only coming out now?" "No," Kate replied. "We've had this information for years, but if we speak publicly, it will seem like an accusation and deepen the divide." Minute 6. The Dark Family Archive. Letizia revealed another document, this time from Spanish intelligence. According to this, she said, Meghan and Harry invested millions of euros through a private foundation into Spanish media in 2022. Most of it funded anti-monarchy content. Kate's face tensed. "So this isn't just a family crisis, it's a global media operation." Letizia nodded. "And we're at risk of losing not just the public's trust, but the throne itself." Minute 8. The alliance offer. Letizia inhaled deeply. "I have a proposal. This information war cannot be won by statements alone. We must create our own royal alliance. Unofficial but strategic. A structure that defends information with information." Kate paused. "You mean an intelligence network?" "Yes," Letizia confirmed. "But not just defensive, one that manages perception too. A new royal protocol, a silent front between queens." Kate kept her gaze steady. "What about Charles?" "William?" Letizia answered firmly. "They won't risk a decision this radical, but we can move from the shadows." Minute 10. At the edge of a decision. Silence. Only the ticking of an old clock on the wall. Kate stood and looked out the window. The first light of dawn touched the stone walls of Buckingham Palace. "This decision won't just rewrite royal history," she said. "It may rewrite the history of women." Letizia felt the weight on her shoulders. Then let's open the first page together. End of part. The shadows deepen. As Letizia left the room, Kate looked into the mirror. For a fleeting moment, she saw her mother, Diana, in her reflection. And the only sentence that passed through her mind